Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and in today's video I want to talk about gaming during a power cut or some sort of power outage. And it happened to me a few days ago. So I'm sitting here in this room here, lights are on, my kitchen goods are all on, my son's Alexa was playing, and then all of a sudden, zoom, nothing, utter silence. Obviously Alexa goes out, lights go out, and the first thing any sort of adult would think was, oh no, what's going to happen to my frozen food in my freezers? But that wasn't the first thought that my son was thinking. He was thinking, oh no, I can't go on my Xbox. And it did get me thinking. Power outage, so no TVs, no Xbox, PlayStation, the lot, it's gone. But it knocks further than that. It also sort of knocks into your Wi-Fi. So with no power, the Wi-Fi router had gone. It was out for a good sort of 2.5 hours before the power was restored. Turned out to be some kind of a fault in the local substation. Knocked us out, some neighbours, some local shops, they were all out too. It made me quite appreciative of the fact that I am a fan of portable gaming, because what's the alternative when you've got no Xbox and no PlayStation? You can go and pick up your Switch or your PS Vita or a Game Boy or my son's Steam Deck, and you can carry on playing. Obviously, with a few sort of issues or things to work around. First of all, you've got no Wi-Fi, so it does limit you to local gaming. So you've got no online gaming. If you've got a Switch or a Vita or a Steam Deck, you can carry on playing. You can play whatever games are installed on your system, and you can play them locally. And well, there you go, problem solved. Well, not entirely, because obviously, first of all, if they're fully charged, that's great. But if they're not, then you're not going to get the sort of full battery life out of them. And even if they are fully charged, what have you got? Sort of 7-8 hours max out of a portable console. Unless it's something like a Game Boy. That is a different subject there. But for any console that needs charging, if you've got no power and you've got no electricity, you are out. You've got no way of charging them once you've played them. Normally, I'm in the UK here, normally we don't have power outages for too long, just a few hours at most. So most handheld consoles, even if they're just sort of half charged, you can play them. So it was one of those days. So my son sits there and he picks up his Switch. Obviously games like Fortnite, they're out because he need to be connected to the Wi-Fi, and obviously the electric had knocked the Wi-Fi router out. But he was still able to game and play, and it made me sort of quite thankful that I'm not a home gamer, not really. And I don't play games online, so I could just pick up my console as I would do normally, play a bit of Doom, maybe a bit of Little Big Planet on my Vita, and all was just as normal for me. But for people who, like PC gamers or console gamers, he was in a bit of a flap. Oh my god, I can't play my Xbox. Nope. So, I mean, it's a bit of a kind of tongue-in-cheek video, because the majority of people aren't going to be too bothered. That's not going to be high on their list of things to do when you've got a power cut. It's going to be things like your frozen food in your freezer, or if you've got tropical fish, you're going to be worried about those because obviously their pumps and their lights are going to go, or if I don't know, if you need any medical equipment that's powered by electricity, then that's going to cause some issues. If it lasts longer term, then you're going to be, well, how am I going to cook food? Like us, where we are a fully electric house, how am I going to heat my hot water? So those are the sort of things that the most people would be more concerned about. But gaming during a power cut, it could be a priority for some people. If that's how they make their living, or if that's what they like to do in their pastime, then yeah. But if you've got portable games consoles, you can at least still play them as long as your batteries are charged and as long as you're not relying on online services. If you're a real sort of retro gamer, then as long as you've got a stash of batteries, you could play your original Game Boy for weeks on a few sets of batteries. Or if you're one of these people that like to be prepared, if you've got some kind of power bank, it would give you that little bit extra sort of life. Obviously, with these days, you've got mobile phones, so people can stay in contact even if they have no electricity. But yet again, that is reliant on it being charged. So yeah, it really didn't affect me because I don't play home consoles and I don't play online, so I don't rely on the Wi-Fi. I mean, I've got Wi-Fi on my Vita and my Switch. The Switch I use for sort of downloading games, and that is about it. I don't really play online gaming on the Switch, so whether I've got Wi-Fi or not, it doesn't really matter. The same with my Vita. I don't actually remember the last time I used anything online for the Vita. Most of the services, etc., have been shut off. So all my other consoles either have Wi-Fi and I don't use them, or they just don't have Wi-Fi or never had Wi-Fi. So gaming in a power cut, for me, it doesn't really affect me. The only thing that I would be reliant on is the fact that I've got enough charge in it to keep me going. And there you go. A bit of, like I said, a bit of a tongue-in-cheek video, but I felt a little bit like, haha, it doesn't affect me at all. Whereas my other son was sitting there, sort of all desperate because his Xbox and his PlayStation were sort of inaccessible. No TV, no PlayStation, no Wi-Fi, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, this is just sort of normal for me. I could go and grab my Switch Lite, and play a bit of Doom, which I can do whether we've got power and Wi-Fi or not. So yeah, gaming during a power cut. I'm sure it affects some people more than others. Even in my house, it affected my son, but not really me. Yeah, let me know what you do. I mean, like I say, I'm in the UK here. We have sort of very short power cuts. It was some kind of fault that they managed to fix very quickly. But I know sort of around the world they can have power outages for days and weeks. And in all seriousness, that could cause a lot of problems, especially if it's a wide outage. Whereas at least here it was short. It was just a few sort of random houses and businesses. Some of my neighbours still had electricity, so push come to shove, I could have gone across there and charged things up. Or yeah, but when it's a wider and a longer term thing, then it could cause an issue, and I don't think really sort of gaming would be the big issue there. But yeah, gaming during a power cut, you can do it, and maybe it doesn't affect you at all, like it doesn't affect me. Like, subscribe, enjoy.